Hey guys, it's Derek here. So, there's been a ton of anime series that have come out recently, and some of them have actually already gotten a ton of figures for. But today we're going to look at 10 anime series that have been kind of forgotten, and we need to shed some light on it. So, let's get into it. Starting us off, we have D.gray-man. Now, this is a very beloved series and has gone on since like 2006. So, we have a lot of material to work with. The most recent anime adaptation for it did end in 2016, but a decade later. So there's a little bit of in-between time where we haven't really gotten a whole bunch of anything. I say that, but we technically have gotten a few things. For D.gray-man Hollow, we actually got three characters, three figures that were all scales, two Aniplex ones, one of Alan Walker and Kanda, and also a Lavi from Mega House. These are all really nice. I pretty much call them the holy trinity of D.gray-man figures, and you probably wonder, there's no Lian Li there? Yeah, no waifu figure? I don't know what happened there. There is one from like 2006 from Kotobukiya, but it doesn't look great. So I think it's about time we do get a new scale from them. Recently, they have also released a few different Nendoroids, so maybe that's a good sign that we're gonna get more stuff from them, because I would love to get a few of the Holy Trinity there. Maybe some Noahs, or yeah, just give me a new Lian Li. That'd be great. Please, thank you. Another kind of forgotten series from the early 2000s would be Soul Eater. I know for a fact that this is the favorite for a lot of different people. It's a very unique anime and series in general. Yeah, I know it kind of tailed off from the, manga source material, so there's a bit of controversy there. But hopefully in the future we do get like a reimagining, a remake of this, and also some new figures. Because I think the last things we've gotten are some Funko Pops in like 2020 and also a pop-up parade, more recent. Other than that, we have to go all the way back to 2014, which by this point is a full decade, 10 years, for a Maka, which wasn't the greatest, if we're being completely honest, but it is something. It's kind of a shame though, because there's so many fun characters in this series that I believe do need some scales, like Deathly Kid, Tsubaki, Black Star, also Soul. I don't think really has anything. I think might have like one or two. And I would also take a Blair. I think a Blair would be an easy sell for a lot of people. And the company I would like to adapt this the most would be Kotobukiya, because they're already doing the Fire Force line. I think there's some crossover there. They've done a pretty good job of that. So I would love Kotobukiya of all the brands to pick this one up. Here in the number 8 slot for me is going to be Akame ga Kill. Now, this was a pretty fun anime when it first came out. A little bloody. I would still say it's a pretty successful one, but if I remember correctly, we only got like five figures in total. Some were actually kind of resins, so even less than that technically. Again, I feel like this is an absolute gold mine that hasn't been tapped into. And yeah, there's like the whole Night Raid crew that you can do, like a whole bunch of characters there. There's a few waifus and a few husbandos as well. Yeah, even if you just did more Kames or Estes, I think you'd be sitting pretty. So it's a shame we haven't seen too many more of these. I feel like we're probably gonna get some Nendos at some point. I feel like that's usually a safe spot, Nendos, and then if Good Smile feels like it, we'll also get some pop-up parades, but hopefully we'll get some scales in the future, because this is one of those series I feel like kind of got forgotten. In at my number 7 slot, I have a series that has recently finished, back in January actually, and that's Noragami. This was a very fun series. I remember watching this a little while back, and it's kind of sad to see that it has fully finished at this point, and we still haven't gotten a new season. Because I feel like there's a lot of stories that have been completely untold, and a lot of characters we just never really got in figure form. I know we have a Nendo of Yato coming out soon, so maybe if that sells well, we'll get a few more. But in terms of scales, it has been a few years, and yeah, it's been like, what, 10 years? It has almost been a full 10 years since we last got a scale announcement or release for this series. That's a little bit unfortunate. One character I would definitely love if they made would be Bishamon or Vina, and just have like the lion behind her as well. That'd be really sick. And I know it can be done because B-Box did it with, what's her name? Siege. The E2 Siege from Arknights. So it's definitely a concept that can be done. Hopefully we get something along those lines. That's one of the characters I would love the most. Moving on to our number 6 slot, it is a series that we've kind of looked at on the channel already, but there's essentially no figures of any sort for this. and that's Violet Evergarden. Now I know this is probably trapped in licensing hell and will probably never get anything, but I feel like if we put it on the list, there's a chance. There's always gonna be a chance. I don't need anything super crazy, not like some super crazy scale or anything, even though I would love one. Let's start off small with some Nendos, pop-up parades and whatnot. Heck, I'd take some prize figures even. Just anything officially licensed so I don't have to go and get resin again would be great, please. This is one of the series that desperately needs something. Number 5 is gonna be another fun series that I've actually recently watched, and that is Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy. Now, we're on season 2 that recently finished up, and in terms of the manga, it's been going strong for more than a decade. So safe to say, we do have a lot of stuff we can work off of. There's a lot of beautiful waifus on this. It's a isekai. Should be like printing money, you would think, right? Yeah, apparently not, because there's only one thing that's ever been released, and it's a scale of Mio. the spider girl. I have no clue why there's only one figure out there, one scale figure out there, and why it's Mio. I mean, Tomoe is actually a really good choice as well. Heck, I'd take the main character, you know, maybe make him a little more handsome, but give me the main character. It's a shame. It's a shame that we don't really get a whole lot from here. Heck, I take the little pig girl, forgot her name, but she has the same voice actress as Shinobu. So yeah, something fun. Moving on to number 4, the series that kind of entertained me at the beginning of every week when it was airing. Yeah, and it was considered peak at the time. It's Vinland Saga. Bet you didn't think I'd put that on the list, huh? Vinland Saga is one of those series I would say is kind of unique. It has a very strong manga base, and we have 2 seasons so far. Hopefully we get a 3rd at some point. Great animation, beautiful story, but an incredible lack of actual figures. I think we have 1 SH Figure Arts and a full-on resin statue. So like they're clearly on like opposite sides of the spectrum. We have something that's like sub $200 and one that's like almost $1,000 or more than $1,000. I like where's the middle ground? Just yeah, there's a ton of good characters that you can choose from when it comes to, you know, what you want to make. Of course, we have Thorfinn, season 1 Thorfinn, please. I'm not gonna say why, but it's season 1. We have Thorkill, Taurus, you know, Daddy, or the alternative Daddy, we have Askeladd. I mean, you got a few choices. All of them are really cool, really manly, and there's a lot of cool poses that you can basically just rip from the manga and anime and use that as a figure. So yeah, still kind of weird that we have like such a crazy dynamic here. I think eventually we'll get at least an Endoroid. I feel like it's just a matter of time, but it's just kind of funny that, you know, something that is this well received in the anime sphere, I believe, it doesn't have very much merch. I'm confused. Finally, moving into our top 3, I have a very fun series here that kind of took me by surprise, and I kind of watched as a recommendation for my brother, and that's Sangatsu no Lion. I know we've talked about this in the past. I've actually got one of these figures, basically the only figure that's been out, and that's of Kawamoto Akiri, Onesan. Kind of surprised that Good Smile went out of the way to make this figure, and that it's the only one that they've ever really made. Really confused here. No Nendos, no pop-up parades, nothing. Not even the main character, not even my boy Nikaido, nothing. Like, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's completely empty. I'm really surprised here. I feel like if you were gonna make a scale, you'd probably just finish up the Kawamoto sister line. That'd be great. Or maybe give me something a little bit more unique, like a Rei with the shogi board, or the Nikaido to kind of match him. I think that'd be really fun. It's yeah, it's one of those good series that I feel like is overlooked completely, and yeah, it even has like a live action, so we know it's been successful. So please Good Smile, work on this one. Coming in at my number 2 slot, I have a series here that has had a very successful manga run of about 8 years. It has 3 anime seasons and also a full live action series made after it, and two movies. I don't know if you guys have guessed it yet, but it's Nodame Cantabile. This is a series that I've surprised has nothing. I mean, there's a few merch pieces kind of floating around, but there's just so much cute imagery here. I know it's about music, and maybe that's not the most sexy thing that's out there, but classical music is kind of fun. Actually, one of my best friends plays piano. He is a professional pianist, so kind of has a special place in my heart, especially this series. It's funny because I've actually watched the live action before I watched the anime, and then after that I tried looking up, you know, what I could buy for this, and there's like nothing. It's a shame. It's a crying shame that there's nothing figure-wise for this series. I think it'd be really nice if we got a Chiaki and also Nodame, maybe playing the piano, or if you want to go the more funny route, maybe just pop her into the otter suit. That's also a fun option. I would love to see something like this come out. Hopefully, if they do end up making any figures of this, we would kind of get some musical notes flying off and whatnot. just kind of make it look more abstract. I think that'd be a very, very nice touch. Please work on it. I don't know which company's gonna pick this one up, but now that it's in the universe, someone should pick it up, right? Finally, we've gotten to our number 1 slot. My number 1 series that I want some figures for. I don't think anyone's gonna guess this one. It's a isekai that features a blue-haired girl, and it's called ReZero. I can't do that. I'm kidding. It's not ReZero. We know there's a ton of ReZero figures out there already. There's like infinite amount of figures actually. The series I actually want something for is Major. Major is a coming of age story. It is a baseball related sports anime, and yeah, you get to see little Honda Goro grow all the way up to become like a father. But you know, baseball is kind of thrown in there as well. It's a very, very fun series, so if you're into sports anime, this is a very good one. And I find it really surprising because baseball in general is one of the most beloved sports in Japan. Like there's a lot of different series that are out there, a few of them being like Mix, One Outs, Diamond no Ace, Oblivion Battery. That's a really good one that I've been watching recently. But all of these kind of don't get very many figures made of them. Don't know if it's a licensing related issue or not, but I know for a fact that Major has like one that came out, I believe in like 2003. God, that's old. It was a 2003 figure of Goro, which I believe was also signed by the mangaka, meaning this is a very, very limited and rare piece. Personally, I don't want to spend a ton of money on a 2003 figure, so hopefully someone picks this up and makes something good of it. I feel like this would be kind of in the realm of like a Mega House thing, so I'm looking at Mega House to potentially put something out here. But hey, I'm not asking for a whole lot, just maybe like 2 figures. Give me a Goro and give me a Toshia. Scales of those two working together, it would look so good on my shelf and everyone else's shelf, of course. And it's kind of weird that there's like no Nendos of this either, no pop-up parades, nothing. I feel like if we go on this trend of old things being brought up, I feel like Good Smile is gonna pick this up at some point and give us some pop-up parades. I know there's Major Second that's out. There's like some merch for that too, but that's Goro's kid. We're not gonna, that's like some Boruto stuff. We're not touching that, but hopefully one of these companies will pick up something for Major, because yeah, sports anime is lit. And that's my list. It might be a little different than yours, but hey, if you guys have any differing opinions, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys want released, specifically or series-wise. Like, that'd be kind of fun, just kind of pick everyone's brain a little bit. And I'm gonna take this time here now to give a huge shout out to our YouTube channel members. We have a few of you guys now, so thanks for supporting the channel that way. And if anyone else wants to join up on this as well, I'll leave a link in the description where you can. You can get some exclusive perks like some emojis, early access, shoutouts like what we're doing right now, verbal shoutouts as well if you go to the top tier, but hey, that's whatever you guys want to do. Any support would be greatly appreciated. My name is Derek, and I hope to see you guys at the next one. All right? All right. I'm gonna go now.